It's 5 a.m. in the morning and you haven't eaten anything for 10 hours. You wake up to check your blood sugar only to see that your blood sugar is at 168. You didn't do anything wrong, but you need to know what happened and how you can attack it. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the dawn phenomenon. My name is Khalil and I'm an exercise physiologist that helps those with type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes reverse type 2 diabetes and lower their blood sugar. In today's video, we're going to be talking about what happens between the nighttime hours, why meds aren't really attacking this problem, and also what exercises can help you reduce this problem. First thing that we need to know about this is actually the name, dawn phenomenon. It is a name that was coined first in 1981, and it's what happens inside of your body between the hours of 3 to 8. This is when your body's blood sugar actually increases. Now, it's not because you ate something or because you had a snack or a drink, but this is something that has to do with your metabolism. Now, what most people don't know about the dawn phenomenon is that it is not rare. Actually, in a 2024 research study done with continuous glucose monitors, it showed that 49% of type 2 diabetics actually experience this sequence. So if you're realizing this or if you're experiencing this, don't feel alone. It's happening to millions of people, almost half of those who also have type 2 diabetes. Research shows that 0.4% of your A1C actually comes from the dawn phenomenon if you're experiencing it, which means if your A1C is 7, then 0.4 or even 0.5% of that is actually just coming from the 4-hour time frame of when you're unconscious, because the dawn phenomenon happens between 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning. You can be eating perfectly all day and still experience the dawn phenomenon. Now, at this point, you're probably wondering what is actually happening. What's actually happening is that your liver is actually dumping glucose into your bloodstream. But why? It's because of the 4 hormones that we're going to get into right now. First hormone is cortisol. Cortisol is the hormone that's released inside of your body around the time of 3 a.m. and the time you get up, which could be 6, 7, or whatever your job makes you get up. But the thing about cortisol is that's a stress hormone. It's released into your body whenever you are about to run, hunt, or do anything like that. Any type of stress, your body releases cortisol into your blood, raising your blood sugar. The second hormone is actually called growth hormone. Growth hormone peaks and pulses overnight. And studies show, a specific study actually in 1990 by Diabetics, I'm going to put in the description. Basically, it shows that by suppressing growth hormone, you can actually abolish the glucose rise from your liver. It'll take down the glucose production by your liver by 30%. Number 3 is called glucagon. Glucagon is the opposite of insulin. Insulin is going to tell your body to store sugar. Glucagon is going to tell your body to release sugar. If your body's releasing sugar, your bloodstream is going to be higher with sugar inside of it, and this actually peaks around dawn. And number 4 is actually not a hormone, but it's called the insulin resistant spike. What happens is that during nighttime, your body becomes a lot more insulin resistant due to your muscles not being as active. Your muscles are the highest storage of glucose, which means that whenever your glucose goes up, it usually goes to your muscles, but now your muscles are taking in less glucose because they're less active. Now, taking all 4 sequences into effect, you now have the perfect recipe for high blood sugar at night, the dawn phenomenon. Your body is releasing a lot of sugar into your blood due to the various hormonal changes that are going on, as well as your body not taking in the sugar properly due to your muscles not being worked because you're unconscious. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, well, I'm on medication. I take metformin. Why is my metformin not working even though I'm taking it at the time and the way that my doctor has prescribed it to me? The question is not about the usefulness of metformin, but in how metformin works. Main job of metformin is to actually lower the amount of glucose that your liver is producing. Now, most people take metformin in the morning or at dinner. Now, during the dawn phenomenon, it's happened much after the time you've already taken the metformin, and now during the time of the dawn phenomenon, it's no longer as active in your body, leading to your body still producing a lot of sugar at night during the dawn phenomenon. In simple terms, the drug is fading and the sugar release is happening. In a 2020 study done by the Biomed Research International, and I'm paraphrasing, it says that hypoglycemic agents used during the time of the dawn phenomenon have shown low efficacy, which means that during this time it's not very effective because the drugs are not designed for the dawn phenomenon window. With that being said, exercise is one of the most powerful tools that you have against fighting dawn phenomenon, especially if you do the exercise at the right time. Because exercise is not dependent on drug level, but rather it changes the muscle itself. And changing the muscle changes you. Strategy 1 is gonna be a post-dinner walk. As soon as you finish eating, no matter what it is, you're going to go for a 10-minute walk. Walking has been proven to lower your blood sugar spike compared to what it would be had you not walked. So walking is not optional. You need to do it every time you eat for at least 10 minutes. If you choose to sit down instead of walking after you eat, that blood sugar spike is gonna stay high for a longer amount of time compared to how fast it would have dropped if you would have just went for a 10-minute walk. Most people after eating just go and sit down, which causes the insulin resistance over time. But if you just go for a 10-minute walk, you can prevent so many issues. Be consistent with the walking. Now, the reason why walking is going to be so good is because as you walk, the sugar within the food that you eat is not going to stay inside of your bloodstream, but rather go from your bloodstream into the muscle, lowering your blood sugar. Muscle contraction causes a blood sugar reaction, which is what we want. Number 2 is going to be evening resistance training, and it's the most underused. Most people that work out tend to actually do it in the morning. And if you're working out in the morning and you want to stop the dawn phenomenon, morning time is just the wrong time to work out. Evening is going to give you the best chance at fighting against the dawn phenomenon. And here's why. When you work out, you create a 24 to 48 hour window of insulin sensitivity, meaning that your muscles become more sugar hungry. And this is a good thing. If your muscles are more sugar hungry, they're going to pull more sugar out of your bloodstream during the time of that insulin sensitivity. If you work out in the morning though, that insulin sensitivity spike is going to be during the day when your body's not going to really need it as much. But if you do it in the afternoon, that spike is going to be at the same exact time as a dawn phenomenon, lowering your blood sugar spike during the time when you're unconscious. For best results, aim for a workout time between the hours of 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Here's a good thing about the workout session. It doesn't have to be very, very strenuous. It just has to be about 30 to 40 minutes, consisting of about 5 to 6 compound movements. We're not trying to be bodybuilders, but what we're trying to do is build a glucose sponge. Focus on your big compound movements like the squats, the push-ups, the carrying movements, walking motions, hinging movements, walking movements, things that require multiple joints in order for the movement to happen is what I call compound movements. It's going to give you the best chance at absorbing the most amount of sugar from your bloodstream. And if you've never worked out in your life, you can do body weight movements, or you can buy a pair of dumbbells for around $40, give or take, depending on the brand and everything like that. But the mechanism is the same. Just get moving. Strategy number 3 is the fasted morning move. When you wake up, due to the dawn phenomenon, your blood sugar is going to be already elevated. So the best thing is to move. Before breakfast, before coffee, before you do anything, just move. A study done in 2010 by the Journal of Physiology showed that by doing exercise in a fasted state led to a greater glucose whole body tolerance compared to the same exercise done while having food. The Open Access Journal of Sports Medicine found a study in 2020, or did a study in 2020, that showed that moderate exercise, aerobic, within type 2 diabetes before breakfast lowered the dawn glucose rise directly. Now, what does that look like in practice? No, you're not taking a CrossFit class or anything like that. Just going for a 10 to 15 minute walk before eating breakfast will significantly impact the dawn glucose rise. If for whatever reason it's raining outside or you just don't want to go for that 10 to 15 minute walk, you can do a couple of body weight squats for a few sets combined with some push-ups. If you don't want to do body weight training, you can also do cycling with your heart rate elevated about 60% of its max for 10 minutes, and that will also directly affect the dawn glucose rise as well. Key thing, after you do your activity, then you can have your breakfast. Doing these things before eating is going to cause your body to lower your blood sugar by taking the extra sugar within your blood and putting it into your muscles due to those muscles contracting and being worked. So here's your homework. Right after you eat dinner tonight, go for a 10 to 15 minute walk. Not after you do the dishes, not after you clean the table. Right after you take that last bite of food, you go for that walk. And then tomorrow morning before breakfast, go for the walk or do the squats or do the biking. Do the movement before you eat. Next thing, this week, schedule 2 times throughout the week where you can work out between the hours of 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. to do your training. Remember, the bare minimum that the training session needs to be for the resistance training, whether you're doing body weight, dumbbells, or what have you, it has to be at least 20 minutes. Do this for the next 4 weeks and see where your fasting glucose changes to. Gluco Pump is a channel dedicated towards reversing type 2 diabetes. And if you found this video helpful, look at my other videos that will also give you more information on some tricks that you can use in your journey against fighting against type 2 diabetes. Bye.